Second example here in the whole AI thing dealt with me and my back and the workers' comp system, which is I learned pretty much everything legally about the workers' comp system you would want to know and not want to know about how it works, how they cut the corners, how they shave the dollars off, who's pocketing what from whom and how, and da-da-da-da-da. Great system we got going. And a lot of it's due to, it being abused by people all over the friggin' place. And when somebody really needs it, guess what? It makes it 10 times harder. But through the process, obviously, I went and got more MRIs done, more testing done, et cetera, et cetera. They told me what I already know about 2 different vertebrae in my back, both that had full extrusions years ago, one in 2014 and one in 2020. And both of them had completely ruptured and extruded into the spinal canal. They were said non-surgical despite how painful they were. They healed on their own, but the disc space was dramatically reduced. And then where the nerve roots exit the spine and the foramen, they were crushing down on there and creating some arthritis in the joint as well. And then at the L5 level, same thing, squished, nerve roots squished, starting to get some compressed disc height and whatnot. So, fought with it for a while, finally got more imaging done. And although I have a background with anatomy, physiology, and kinesiology, and I can read the MRI to some extent, and I looked at it, I could see the problems, but I wanted a more in-depth answer. And so when I got the CD, I burned some still images from the CD onto my computer, and I'd read the radiology report that came back on the MRI, so I knew what was happening and I could understand exactly what we were seeing and talking about. But I wanted to test the AI. And so without telling anything, I said, please analyze the following screenshots and tell me what you see. And I'm not joking, to the T, it told me what the radiology report said and what was shown on the x-rays and the MRIs, to the T. It also had a picture in there of all my internal organs on a couple of the MRI shots. I say, analyze my internal organs for any issues. Went through like everything. Your liver is this, that looks great, that's there. Hey, you got something cooking over here you may want to take a look at or keep an eye on. Friggin' wild. So that was like a big step in the right direction, knowing how deep it could go. And then from there, through the workers' comp system, I had a doctor in mind I really wanted to go to, Dr. Mark Caban. He's got an office in Roseville and an office here in El Dorado Hills, but the county had different plans for me. They sent me to another doctor who went complete nuclear, didn't give a rat's ass, wanted to get that red folder off his desk. It's a workers' comp case, just get it done. Put bolts in them, we'll rack them up together, make them stiff like Frankenstein, we'll call it a day. And I knew already from the get-go that that was the wrong choice. I was well aware of my pathology and the symptomology, what a full fusion would do at different levels and how it would respond in the long term. And I was like a no-go. Absolutely not fusing anything. That is not going to happen. And so I had to go into this one doc, and that's a whole nother story, but nonetheless, it didn't go well. And in fact, I didn't even meet with the doctor. I met with his PA. The doctor didn't have the decency to meet with me. And so I meet with this PA, and PA comes in with the nuclear option and says, this is what we're doing, this is how it's going to go, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. Okay, I don't have this issue, I don't have that issue, there's no reason for a fusion right now. We should be doing a laminotomy, not in a bilateral foraminotomy, not a fusion, and that's it. And they're like, well, we don't do that here. And I'm like, well, that's not what your doctor's resume says, so apparently you do, but I'm a workers' comp case, so we're just going to blow it off. So anyways, going in there armed and knowing a lot of, through the background of utilizing Grok and Claude again to kind of analyze some of the potentialities of what I could do for surgery, what I could do to alleviate the issues, helped me a ton in having that conversation. Like, I knew the bare bones basics, but I wanted in-depth knowledge. And it was so in-depth, I was able to tell the guy the insurance codes that workers' comp was going to use and how it didn't change the billing process and this, that, and the other. He kind of sat back. I was like, okay, I got myself some hot water here. I don't know how to get out of it. So as a patient advocating for myself, because God knows no one else is going to do it these days. Your insurance companies aren't going to do it. Workers' comp ain't going to do it. The docs are just going to want to get it done. They're going to tell you with their ego what they want to do. And they're just going to think you're going to take it. If you go in there educated by really digging in and going down the rabbit hole, you are going to win the battle, or you're going to have a much better leg up in it. So needless to say, that doctor's visit was a no-go. I contacted my attorney in the county. I said, nope, not doing this. Find me another doctor. Here's where I want to go to. And I went to this doctor, Dr. Mark Caban, and that guy was friggin' money. Money, money, money. I would give 10 out of 10. In fact, I give 20 out of 10 stars for this guy. I went in there again armed to the teeth with everything about workers' comp, the process, everything about the guidelines under workers' comp, you name it, I knew it. And we're talking about the physiology again, which was in my wheelhouse. Went in there and that guy sat down and listened to me for 20 minutes straight without taking a single note, never taking his eyes off me, never looking bored or distracted, and agreed with my idea of decompression only at multiple levels. He said because we, and he agreed with it, and not needing the fusion, and said he might have a couple tweaks to do, but overall it was going to be go, just like we had talked about here, my wife and I talked about, and we had researched to come to that conclusion. And so, yeah, obviously you guys know I got the surgery done, and I'm 3 weeks today out from surgery. Feel great, like neurological stuff's gone. I just met with him today, and he's super stoked on how I'm doing. He was super stoked on how the surgery went. He said it was a lot of work, but man, we did it, and you're going to be on a good road for a long time. And he said, just imagine, had you not had the wherewithal and the understanding of what the processes were, that right now you'd be dealing with a 6-month versus a 6-week recovery, and you'd have rods, pins, and bolts jammed into your back, and you'd be in a lot more pain right now. And this would be a much longer standing issue, because then you'd have adjacent segment disease and all kinds of other crap. So, case in point between both these AI little things is, I know folks don't like AI. There is some downside to it. I totally get it. I totally agree with it. Yeah, you shouldn't be using it to write your papers and doing stuff like that, but man, it can help you a ton. I've used it in settling a legal dispute with a company that wouldn't honor a warranty. I've done a ton of research utilizing AI models on different things in science, car repair, home repair, you name it, I've done it. It's actually been right on the money every single time. So I'm telling you, whether it's medical, personal stuff, start using it as a tool, and you'll find out it's pretty friggin' amazing. And just be smart about it. Don't take everything as gospel, compare notes between a couple of them, and come up with a better answer. But hopefully some of these tips give you some ideas to be like, hey, here's how I can use this to my advantage in the current age and time we're in, to where it is going to be everywhere. It already is, and it's only going to be more so. But it helps you, if you use it correctly, to arm yourself with the knowledge you need to make big decisions. Even financial stuff, like I ran some spreadsheets through it, and it kicked back answers and stuff for me that were like really good to know, and helped me make some decisions on some financial stuff. So anyhow, hope that helps you guys some. If you have any questions, shoot me a message or a DM, slide into my DMs. Yeah, or email me or call me or yell at me, or I don't know, tin can on a line thing, whatever. But yeah, you guys stay cool, be smart. Embrace AI, it's here to stay. Just embrace it smartly, and don't do any weird kinky shit with it. Just be cool. Yeah, and be good humans. Black Lotus Collective, go buy something now, right meow. Later, dudes.